You get pulled over late at night, lights are flashing, officer at your window. At first, it feels casual. How's your night going? Where are you headed? Have you had anything to drink? But then the tone changes, the questions get sharper, and suddenly this routine traffic stop doesn't feel routine anymore. I'm Nana Knight, and I'm a criminal defense attorney here in California, and I've defended countless DUI cases that started with simple conversations and simple questions just like this. These questions aren't random. They're steps in a process. So let's break it down. Let's talk about the 5 most common ones and what is really happening during the stop. Number 1, have you had anything to drink tonight? This is a common question, and it's a trap that starts everything. You think, I only had one, but the moment you say that, the officer now has driver admitted to drinking, and this is going to go in the police report. That admission alone justifies field sobriety tests, breath tests, a deeper investigation. Even if you're under the legal limit, you're not required to answer that question. A simple, I prefer not to answer any questions is perfectly legal, but make sure you stay calm and protective. Another question is, where are you coming from? This sounds like small talk, but it's not. If you say a party or a happy hour or a wedding, a bar, you've now placed yourself in a drinking environment, and that alone raises suspicion. You only have to provide your license, your registration, your insurance. You do not have to explain what you did that evening. You could say, I prefer not to answer, and that's enough. The third question is, do you know why I pulled you over? This question is designed to get you to admit something. And if you guess, maybe I was speeding, well, you just admitted to speeding, right? If you say, I might have swerved, well, that's now written as an admission. You're not required to speculate. The safest answer is, I'm not sure, officer. Short, neutral, no guessing. Now, this is where things usually escalate. Would you mind doing some field sobriety tests? Notice the wording, would you mind? It's phrased like a favor. In California, if you're not under arrest, field sobriety tests are voluntary. You can decline. I would prefer not to do any tests, could be your response. These tests are not designed to help you pass. Uneven pavement, nerves, fatigue, sober people fail them all the time. And refusing may increase suspicion, but failing gives them more evidence to use against you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how drunk are you? This is another question. Yes, officers ask this sometimes, and it sounds like a joke, but it's not. If you say 1, that becomes, in the report, driver admitted to intoxication or being under the influence of alcohol or having consumed alcohol. And every word is potential evidence that could be used against you. You're not obligated to joke around. You can say, I don't want to answer that question, and then just stop talking. So what's really happening? A DUI stop is a step-by-step escalation. Each question is designed to create suspicion, justify further testing, and build probable cause leading to your arrest. Most DUI arrests don't start with reckless driving. They start with a conversation, a very casual, maybe a friendly conversation. It starts with oversharing, trying to be helpful, trying to explain, and silence feels uncomfortable, right? But silence is what protects you. So what are you actually legally required to do? In California, during a DUI stop, you must provide your license, your registration, and proof of insurance. And if you're arrested, you must submit to a chemical test under the California implied consent law. But before the arrest, you don't have to answer any investigative questions. You do not have to perform field sobriety tests. You do not have to take the handheld breath test, which is the PAS test, the preliminary alcohol screening test, before the arrest if you're over 21 and not on probation. And the less you say, the fewer tools and the less information the law enforcement officer has to use against you. The final takeaway from this is that there are 5 trap questions. Have you been drinking? Where are you coming from? Do you know why I stopped you? Will you do field sobriety tests? We just want to make sure you're okay to drive. How drunk are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Every one of them is designed to build a case. So stay calm, be polite, provide the documents, decline the questions, don't guess, don't volunteer, because the shift from routine stop to a DUI arrest often happens in under 5 minutes. And it usually starts with your words. So watch this next. If you want to be even more prepared, this next video talks about how to handle a DUI checkpoint in California. Checkpoint stops follow a different structure and you need a different strategy. So click here and watch that next, and I'll see you there.